Long ago, in a peaceful kingdom surrounded by tall mountains and glowing rivers, there lived a young prince named Aldrin. But Aldrin was not known for his strength or his sword skills. He was known for his mouth, not because it was golden-colored, but because every word he spoke had the power to bring joy, calm storms, and even change people's hearts. Some said, his voice is a gift from heaven. Others whispered, if the prince speaks to you, your life will never be the same. But Aldrin himself didn't fully understand his gift. Yet, the sun was setting behind the tall palace towers, painting the sky in orange and gold. Prince Aldrin stood quietly in the royal garden, waiting for his father. He could hear the gentle sound of birds and the soft wind brushing against the leaves. But inside his chest, his heart beat fast. He knew the king had something important to tell him. The king finally walked in, tall, strong, and wearing his long red robe. But today, his face looked unusually serious. Aldrin, my son, there is something you must understand. Your voice is powerful, more powerful than you know. And power is dangerous when used carelessly. Father, how can simple words be dangerous? They are only sounds, carried through the air. My son, words are never simple. Words can lift a broken heart or crush a hopeful spirit. They can build friendships or destroy trust. They can bring peace or cause war. Aldrin swallowed slowly. He suddenly realized this was not just a lecture. It was a warning. The king reached into a velvet pouch tied around his waist. There is something I must give you. He pulled out a small glowing pendant. It looked like a drop of sunlight trapped inside a clear stone. It shimmered as if it were alive. What is that? This is the Whisper Stone. Long ago it belonged to our great ancestors. It reacts to the power of a ruler's voice. When your words start to grow too strong, when they are about to influence people more than they should, the stone will shine. Aldrin looked down. The stone pulsed softly, like a tiny golden heartbeat. You must be careful. A voice like yours can guide a nation, but it can also control it. I raised you to be wise, Aldrin, not proud. He paused, letting the weight of his words sink in. Promise me you will use your voice only for good. Promise you will never use it to harm, deceive, or rule through fear. I promise, Father, I will use my gift to help people, never to hurt them. The king sighed with relief and pulled Aldrin into a tight hug. Above them, the Whisper Stone glowed a little brighter, as if accepting the promise and preparing for the challenges that would soon test it. Aldrin travels with the royal guards to visit the villages. When he arrives, he notices something troubling. Children are fighting, farmers are shouting, neighbors refuse to speak to each other. It feels like the entire village is breaking apart. Two villagers was fighting. The first one said, "He stole my grain." The other one said, "I didn't steal anything." Aldrin steps forward. His stone glows brighter. Stop, breathe. Listen. When he speaks, his voice spreads like warm sunlight. The children calm down. The farmers stop arguing. The neighbors begin to apologize to one another. Everyone stares at the prince in awe. Another villager said, "Your voice, it healed us." But Aldrin feels uneasy. If his voice can heal, can it also harm? The Whisper Stone flickers again. If his voice can heal, can it also harm? The Whisper Stone flickers again. News spreads across kingdoms about the prince with the golden mouth. Visitors come from everywhere asking for his words. Some want advice, some want blessings. Others want him to solve their problems instantly. And slowly, Aldrin begins to enjoy the attention. "Your Highness, be careful. Too much pride." "I'm helping them. What harm is there in speaking?" But one day, a traveler arrives, a hooded woman with a serious face. "Prince Aldrin, your words are strong, but have you ever used them to tell the truth, even when it hurts?" Aldrin hesitates. The Whisper Stone glows brighter. Don't want to hurt anyone." "Then you are not ready. Words are not truly golden until they can guide, heal, and tell hard truth." Before Aldrin can answer, the woman disappears into the crowd. A strange wind blows across the courtyard, and the stone burns hot against his skin. Something big is about to happen. Late that night, Aldrin hears a loud shout from outside the palace. A messenger arrives, breathless. "My prince, the river of mirrors is rising. The villages will flood if nothing is done." Aldrin rushes to the riverbanks. The water is wild, angry, crashing against the rocks. People cry out, "Prince Aldrin, speak to the river, calm it." Aldrin steps forward. The Whisper Stone glows like fire. He opens his mouth to speak, but suddenly the water rises even higher. Aldrin's voice is no longer helping. This time it might be making things worse. The guards pull him back. "Your Highness, something is wrong. You must stop." Aldrin stares at the river in shock. For the first time in his life, his golden words are failing him. and the consequences could destroy the kingdom. The prince believed his voice was only a blessing, but he is about to learn the other side of power. Will Aldrin discover the truth behind his gift? And will he save his people before the river swallows the kingdom? To be continued. Like, subscribe and comment for part 2.